Have you ever had someone doubt your illness just because they can't see it? In this video, I'll explore how to handle disbelief with confidence, set boundaries, and educate those who just don't get it. So at the heart of why there is so much disbelief, skepticism, and cultural misunderstandings around fatigue-related conditions is because we're dealing with invisible illness, but also medically unexplained illness. Now, that doesn't mean there aren't explanations. It means there is not a consistent, recognized cause, test, and intervention like there is for many other conditions. And at the heart of the reason why that is the case is we are dealing with a group of different conditions that have the same label. So we are never going to have a single biomarker for fatigue-related conditions. This has led to an overfunding of research around psychiatric interventions, psychological interventions, and a massive lack of funding of research looking at the physical causes and experience of fatigue-related conditions. If you are feeling failed by medical professionals, you're feeling isolated in your experience, you are not alone. There has been significant research that has shown that many people suffering from fatigue-related conditions feel the same. To give you a few examples, a study in 2017 with 898 participants with ME chronic fatigue syndrome found that less than half had ever seen an ME or CFS specialist, and over 99% were interested in specialist care. Another study in 2001 found that 68% of sufferers were dissatisfied with the care they had received. So you are not alone in your experience. So when you find yourself dealing with disbelief, with skepticism, with people misunderstanding your experience, what do you do about it? I'm going to explore this from two different perspectives. How do you manage your own internal state, and what are the actions you may take with other people? When it comes to understanding our internal state, we need to recognize that it hurts. When we feel unseen, when we feel misunderstood, when we feel judged by the very people that we need to support us, beyond the reality of how that impacts our circumstance, that is emotionally painful. It's traumatic. We need support. And if we can't find that support from other people, how we are in relationship with ourselves becomes even more important. That means giving space to our feelings. That means not letting others gaslight us, but also not gaslighting ourselves. It means if there are feelings of anger, of frustration, of rejection, of shame, whatever it may be, that we allow ourselves to validate and feel those feelings. The second thing for managing our internal state is being aware of what's happening in our nervous system. We likely become increasingly dysregulated, going into what I call a maladaptive stress response because it's a stressful situation. Do check out a previous video of mine here on the Optimum Health Clinic YouTube channel of 5 steps to reset your nervous system. That's going to give you some guidance of how to work with that. Let's now come to how do we manage these relationships with other people. If we've validated and recognized our feelings for ourselves, that will help. We also, though, need to be aware you have rights. If you go and see a medical practitioner at the time of recording this in 2025, and they don't believe in ME, chronic fatigue, long COVID, fibromyalgia, whatever it may be, they are being medically negligent. You are suffering from a condition which here in the UK is clearly recognized in the NICE guidelines. It's recognized by the World Health Organization. It's recognized in every civilized country on planet Earth. You have rights, And knowing those rights and being able to defend those rights can be important. Secondly, having clear boundaries and being able to advocate for ourselves. Sometimes to say yes to ourselves, we have to say no to other people. And if we have, for example, people in our lives that are trying to be helpful and saying things like, I'm sure you'll feel better if you just come for this walk, or yeah, I feel tired sometimes and I feel better when I go to the gym. So if you're getting these kinds of unhelpful statements, even if they may be well-intentioned, having that capacity to say thank you, but no. Thirdly, where possible, educating other people. Send them videos like this. There's a number of other videos here on the Optimum Health Clinic YouTube channel where we break down the different elements of fatigue-related conditions, some of the causes, some of the interventions that we can use. The more good information we can put in front of the people in our lives, if they can take the time to understand our experience, they can then become an ally that can support us. One particular resource that I've heard has been very helpful to people is actually my book, Decode Your Fatigue, where I share not just a map to decode your fatigue, but also a roadmap to support healing. This can be a great way to help other people understand your lived experience. Do let me know in the comments below this video what's helped you to educate other people. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching.